First tonight, local police agencies are getting rid of their controversial firearms, but the King 5 investigators have learned hundreds of those discarded weapons could end up in the hands of citizens.
Here's the latest in Chris Ingle's continuing investigation of the gun that some experts say is a safety threat that fires on its own.
Hey guys, it's Rick with Achilles Heel Tactical.
One of the newest videos making the rounds on the internet comes from this Knoxville, Tennessee firearms trainer, an instructor teaching a live fire course.
Like my demonstration, I want you guys. All right. 320? Yep.
Is interrupted when a handgun fires during a ceasefire.
Get this gun off my range. Don't bring it back on the range.
The instructor is convinced the Sig Sauer model P320 fired without the student pulling the trigger and bans the gun from his range.
These guns will not be tolerated in these classes at my training center or at our training events any longer.
As the evidence against the P320 grows, more Washington law agencies are shedding the firearm that's commonly used by police and the military.
Next is the replacement of police-issued firearms.
At this Burlington City Council meeting in Skagit County, a police commander requested replacing the P320s that their officers carry.
They decided we should go with the Smith & Wesson MP2. So I'm here to request approval to purchase the 33 firearms we need.
Records requested by the King 5 investigators show the low bid for those 33 new guns is $28,000 from a company called Proforce. But there's a catch. Burlington will get credit for trades, which makes the price $13,000 less than other bids. The city will send its P320s to the firearms dealer for resale and, according to the mayor, wash the city's hands of any liability.
By working with a federal registered firearm dealer, they take the risk of buying them. As far as potential lawsuits coming back, if somebody should buy one of these and have a misfire, if we sell them out to individuals, we assume that risk. If we sell them to these firearms organization, they assume the risk then when they resell them.
But is it right for a public safety agency to put questionable firearms back in the public's hands, even indirectly?
What do you think of that?
It's shameful that those weapons are going to be in the homes of civilians, knowing that the gun could go off at any time.
Craig Jacklin is a retired Pennsylvania transit cop who worked the commuter tunnels in Philadelphia.
That's crazy, man. There's a bullet right there.
He was on patrol with his partner in 2018 in this golf cart when they came to a stop.
Both hands on the steering wheel, I could go to exit the vehicle and a weapon went off. Boom, just like that.
It's holstered. It's holstered. I'm sitting right there. It just boom. No, I didn't get hit.
You're not hit?
No.
A woman had just entered the hair shop that we were parked in. The round missed her by a millisecond. It missed her foot by a millisecond. She walked by and boom, you can see the impact on the ground.
Yeah, I need you to 107 me, sir.
Officer Jacklin said his P320 fired on its own. The transit authority cleared him of any wrongdoing and quickly dumped their Sig Sauers for a different brand of handgun.
My gun just went off.
What the hell?
There was no shooter? Sir?
In the 6 years since Jacklin's case, dozens of other victims across the country, many of them police officers, have claimed their P320s fired, often while holstered.
And downrange. Downrange.
As we reported exclusively in February, the Washington Academy that trains all police officers banned P320s at its facilities. Jacklin says the gun should be pulled off the market, not put back up for sale by police agencies trying to save a buck.
And every police department that has that weapon, they know the risk.
Furthermore, King 5 has obtained records from 2018 showing a Burlington sergeant reported his P320 fired completely on its own, blowing apart his holster and ripping through his pants pocket.
Oh my God, what was that?
Last year, body cameras were rolling as a Kitsap County Sheriff's deputy's holstered P320 fired during a struggle in a grocery store.
That's an empty shell.
That came out of your gun?
That just came out of my gun.
In each case, Sig Sauer investigated and claimed objects like handcuffs entered the holster and pulled the trigger.
What do you make of that explanation?
I think it's misdirection.
Jeff Bagnell is a Connecticut lawyer who has sued Sig Sauer nearly 24 times.
They say this all the time, Chris. Every time this happens, they say something got in the holster.
Sig Sauer has never responded to our numerous requests for comment, but in press releases has said the P320 cannot, under any circumstances, discharge without a trigger pull. It blames negligence or faulty equipment in each case.
Growing concerns about the safety of the P320, which has been involved in multiple lawsuits.
Like Burlington, Kitsap County commissioners this year also decided to buy new handguns and trade in the department's 229 P320s to reduce the cost by $108,000. County commissioners seem well aware of the risk of selling guns that the state says are too dangerous for police officers.
I'm all for it, but not putting weapons out there on the street that are defective, potentially defective.
But that's $100,000.
It's $100,000, right? But my conscience is killing me here. What's $100,000 compared to somebody's life?
The Kitsap County Commission emphasizes that it was the sheriff's decision to trade in the guns for credit. A sheriff spokesperson said that is logical and fiscally responsible thing to do, and we do not know if the dealer will resell these weapons and whether they'll go to the public. It would be a waste of tax dollars to destroy them. That's what the sheriff's department says.